So on June 21st, through community tips and conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, my office became aware of information indicating that a horrendous crime had occurred days prior on June 19th in the Manteca area of San Joaquin County. Contact was ultimately made with the victim of that crime, who informed us he had been kidnapped, stripped naked, and bound and tortured for an extended period of time. After an extensive investigation, all known involved parties were identified, located, and arrested. The arrest occurred on July 11th and was carried out in separate locations simultaneously through the members of the San Joaquin County SWAT team and in collaboration with multiple other SWAT teams. Those include the Stockton Police Department, the Manteca Police Department, Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office SWAT team, and of course the FBI SWAT team. This operation led to the arrest of 8 individuals. All 8 individuals' photos are here behind me on the screen, and their names are also there. All suspects are booked into San Joaquin County Jail on a variety of felony charges. Those charges include kidnapping, torture, false imprisonment, conspiracy to commit a crime, dissuading a witness, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, threats to terrorize, and gang enhancements. Some of the suspects also face weapon-related charges such as possession of a machine gun, illegal possession of an assault weapon, manufacturing or sale of high-capacity magazines, manufacturing a short-barreled rifle, and carrying a loaded, unregistered handgun. During the execution of the search warrants, law enforcement personnel recovered 5 handguns on those scenes also, one of which was a fully automatic Glock pistol, an assault rifle, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, multiple high-capacity magazines, and more than $15,000 cash hidden up in the vent of a ceiling. I'd like to take a moment to highlight the primary suspect arrested in this case. His name is Pavittar Preet Singh. Pavittar Singh is believed to be the leader of a gang called PMG, which stands for Pavittar Maja Group, which is an international criminal organization. You should know that although group is on the name of that, in India, group is synonymous, as we use it, as for gang. So they're out of the Indian area, and because there's so many international ties, we are blessed to be partnered with our FBI partners out of Sacramento and locally, and without them, this could not have come about. We would not even have known the crime had occurred.
The leader of this gang and the primary target of this investigator, Pavittar Preet Singh, is wanted in India for charges including firearms violations, assault, and multiple murders abroad, including a homicide in Batala, which is one of the states in India, in the state of Punjab. 6 other individuals were arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, Enforcement and Removal Operation, ERO. All cases were processed by ICE, ERO, and are pending their due process with immigration. We're working closely with our FBI partners in India and Canada to continue to counter this threat in the United States. In fact, earlier this year, FBI and ERO arrested other individuals involved in similar criminal activities, including Gurdev Singh, aka Jasal, a good friend of the main target here, Pavittar Singh. He was arrested in Stockton on March 25th. Gurdev is the leader of a criminal organization and wanted in India for charges including murder, weapons offenses, and rocket-propelled grenade, RPG, attacks on police stations in India. Harpreet Singh, another individual, aka Happy Pasia, was arrested on April 16th in Sacramento. Harpreet, or aka Happy, is wanted in India for charges including attempted murder, homicide, grenade attacks, and violent activity against police stations and politicians in India. Anmol Bishnoi, he was arrested in November of 2024 in Lincoln, Nebraska. Anmol, that's A-N-M-O-L, is wanted in India for homicide and extortion and is believed to be responsible for the death of Sidhu Moosewala. He's a very prominent and popular Punjabi singer, was. Anmol is the brother of Lawrence Bishnoi, the leader of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Very violent, prominent gang. Lawrence personally coordinates the activities of his criminal organization, this violent gang, from his jail cell in India, exploiting communities in the US, Canada, India, and abroad with murder, violence, and extortion. Daler Singh, that's D-A-L-E-R, Singh, was arrested on January 28th in Sacramento. He is associated with the Kaushal Chowdhury gang and is also wanted in India for extortion and criminal threats. These are really bad people. Dinesh Sharma was arrested on February 25th in Sacramento. Dinesh also is associated with the Kaushal Chowdhury gang and is wanted in India for murder, weapons trafficking, and conspiracy. Of note, Dinesh was previously arrested for weapons possession in Sutter County in November 2024. Another individual, Lakhvinder Kumar, that's L-A-K-H-V-I-N-D-E-R, Kumar, a.k.a. Lakha, was arrested on June 25th in Stockton. Lakhvinder is a member of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and is wanted in India for charges including criminal threats and extortion. All of these arrests are a testament to the work your federal government is doing every single day to ensure public safety. I'd like to thank San Francisco ERO, part of ICE and Immigration, for their immigration enforcement support, ensuring criminals face immigration proceedings and likely removal. We've done a fantastic job on this investigation. This is how we stop the victimization of our communities.
And it should be known that back in March, we arrested this gentleman. We got him in a stolen vehicle that had a bunch of firearms in it, and we booked him into our jail. And ICE asked us to put a hold on him. And after he went to court, a bail amount was set by the court at that time. And he made bail and was walking out of our jail. And there's really nothing I could do about it. Because of SB 54 here in California, the charges that we had him on really didn't rise to the level where we could honor that hold from ICE legally here in California. That happens sometimes. So we were a little upset that he was going to be walking out, but that happens. But we were blessed because unbeknownst to us, the moment he walked out into our lobby, ICE agents were standing there waiting for them. He walked out the door. We have it on camera, and they immediately took him into custody. And we were surprised that they were there, but we were very, very happy that they were there. They had monitored who had been booked into our jail, recognized the name, apparently done their research and found out what he was wanted for in India, and that made a huge difference to our community. So I know, ICE catch a lot of flack nowadays, and that people are upset about some of the things that are going on. But we have to remember that they're out there working hard, trying to protect our community, and in this case, they did an amazing job to keep this guy from being out in our community and possibly attacking my police station here, my sheriff's department with an RPG, or Stockton PD, or Manteca, or Lodi. We cannot let people like this in our community, so we thank them for their hard work on that. Now, I share this not just to point out the challenges we face with some of our laws here in California and what we're dealing with on the street, but the information here is intended to try and raise awareness with the Indian community and in our own community. And the individuals that are committing these crimes are very dedicated to using violence and any means necessary to get what they need. And so they are a clear threat to our community. They have little or no regard for human life and need to go where people like that belong, and that's in prison. And I don't care if it's here or if it's in India but I don't want them in our community. I don't want them in our state where they can harm others. This case got significant international attention in India, and the primary reason that I wanted to hold this media conference was to hopefully speak directly to and get the attention of our Indian community here in San Joaquin County. To say to them, to my fellow community members, I know this group of criminals was terrorizing you, and I know you hesitate sometimes to contact law enforcement, like all of us. But without you and without your involvement, we may not have brought this group of animals to justice and stopped them from continuing to victimize your community and others. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office will investigate all crimes and do so until those people victimizing our citizens are stopped and put where they need to be, in jail.
I have two questions. First one is, ICE has done raids recently, not only with this instance, but yesterday in Sacramento and others, and there's been several concerns raised by the community. I know there's new legislation now introduced in Sacramento regarding them wearing masks. Yet local law enforcement, to my understanding, does not wear masks during these raids. Would you have any thoughts on that practice or the new legislation that has been introduced in Sacramento?
You know, I do have my own individual thoughts on that practice. You're right. We do not wear masks and have not ever worn masks in law enforcement here in our country. And but the choices that our federal partners make, they're their own agencies, and we don't deal in immigration. So you'd have to reach out to their command staff there to find out why they're making those choices. But we here, our SWAT teams, do not or never done that. Law enforcement goes out, we show our face, we know the risk that's involved with that. I myself have had Director Patel and I were just talking about, there was a website up with a map to my house saying if you want to kill a cop, and my picture there. We know that's the nature of this beast, and we take that on because we love our community, and we don't want to give our lives, but we're more than willing to give our lives for the citizens of this county and this state and this country. And but that's an individual choice by each agency, and you'd have to speak with them.
And then the second question would be, you mentioned ICE was involved in making the arrest after he was released from San Joaquin County Jail.
Yes.
But you also brought up SB 54. How does the community balance the need for immigrant communities to feel safe and report these crimes as they're asking, but at the same time not be in fear of their possible immigration status?
You know, I believe and I hope that the authors of SB 54 had good intentions in mind to try and protect good people who are in our country, who are not committing criminal acts, are working hard, and are hopefully trying to become naturalized citizens here and doing everything right. I do wish that when they consider up in Sacramento laws and bills like this, that they would reach out to us at the Sheriff's Association and the Chief of Police Associations and get our input and listen to our input when bills are put forward, because we can see pitfalls sometimes that they don't necessarily understand. The bill is a difficult bill for us to deal with right now, and I truly believe that it was authored with good intent, but sometimes it does hamper what we do. So I would hope that if we could get that amended to where they would just trust their elected officials and their local law enforcement agencies to use good judgment on who should be reported to ICE and who shouldn't be. And the citizens of San Joaquin County trusted enough to elect me as their sheriff, as in the other 57 counties. They elected their sheriffs. And we run our most of our jails, and if they would just trust us to use good judgment to get rid of bad, violent people, and then allow the district attorney and our courts to handle those who have other minor crimes, as long as they're trying to be good citizens here in our country and do the right thing, I think we can strike that balance. But if they would just, instead of legislating it, just allow us to use our good judgment.
When it comes to this specific game, what are kind of the touchstones of what they're known for? Are they drug traffickers? Are they arms traffickers? Just,
Sure.
you don't mind going into just kind of here and in India?
It's all of the above. It's, in this instance, torturing an innocent individual. In other cases, it could be bribing politicians overseas, could be extortion, could be violent crime, could be firearms and weapons trafficking. It's really all of the above. These are really bad gangs. And that's why I feel much safer in this county knowing that you have this DA and this sheriff keeping your community safe.
You mentioned that there's several other criminals out there related to this and a hotline for community to reach out to. What is this community looking for? What should they look for? And to call into this hotline to catch those other criminals.
Yes, from what we're being told so far, that these gangs come in and try and intimidate business owners and extort them of their money or force them to do free labor. We're having a tremendous amount up and down the Central Valley of hijackings of shipments of 18-wheelers at gunpoint, and very violent while they're doing that. And so any type of unusual activity, if you're, they're into drug dealing, weapons dealing in weapons, anything like that, just like a lot of other gangs. But this seems to be a little more contained, where they victimize their own community, the Indian community and business owners there. So we believe that, and what we've heard so far as the response and the praise for us getting these bad guys, that the Indian community knows who these folks are. And they're just afraid to come forward and just afraid to be retaliated against or anything like that. So anything that has anything to do with somebody trying to terrorize you or intimidate you or steal your money or your business, anything like that, you need to get hold of us, because we are going to immediately take action on that. So if that answers your questions as far as what they're into.
Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know about how many more gang members there are sort of out there?
I don't want to give you an exact number, but I mean, we're hearing some numbers. I've heard from members of the Indian community, at least 15 or 20 more guys associated with this. But let's not be naive. This is not just the only group. And so there are other groups doing the same thing and competing against each other, hence our victim being tortured to try and give names of other people. So our victim was just an innocent bystander, but they were trying to see if he knew other people that might be competing against them. So in this group, we're thinking, I don't know, those are just random numbers that one of the citizens gave me, but we don't know. We're going to follow as many as there are, and we're coming after them.
And are they located just in California or across the country, sort of?
You know, as Special Agent Patel spoke to, they go everywhere. This has tentacles everywhere. And in Canada, there's been tremendous amount of issues. Obviously, they do crimes in India. As we heard, there's people in jail cells that are still directing their business internationally. So it goes everywhere. It touches every part of California and throughout our state and other countries.